Welcome to My The Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. Today we have another guest. Please, guest, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Roxanne Jones, Aaron's mom.
She's very nervous, so go easy on her, okay, guys? Before we go ahead and get into today's topics, thank you guys so much for all of the support that we've been having as far as TikTok, Instagram, Spotify. We are now on Apple Podcasts. I need to change the thing down there. I will. I got you. But we're now on Apple Podcasts, so if you guys, use Apple Podcasts and you don't really use Spotify that much, or whatever the case may be, that's totally fine. We got you covered there. All the episodes will be there, so you're not missing out on anything. We have Patreon, $3 a month. And if you guys want to send in something for the show, please feel free to do. You can send as many scenarios as you would like, $3 a month, and you also get an exclusive episode every single Friday. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into questioning our guest here. And our first question is going to be, how was dating different from when you were, say, middle school, high school, to now?
Well, obviously, I was in middle school, and relationships were a week long, if that. So,
yeah.
I mean, you can't really... Adult relationships, I guess online are week long. But relationships now, I take more seriously. My partners, I take more seriously. In my early 30s, I did not. I was looking for different things, and when you're looking for different things, you pick different people. Mm-hmm. So dating in my younger life, I was about having fun, and that's all I really cared about. And then when I had to really look into picking a life partner, I had to do my self-work first so that I can be the partner in order to attract that partner that I wanted. And that took a lot of reflection, a lot of work, and a lot of, even to the point where I was embarrassing myself, because to look at yourself is to look at your ugly and not just what you like about yourself. So dating with a purpose was my my focus, and dating quality men, and not just to have fun, but to actually grow and build a life together that's meaningful. And when you're young, you don't do that, right? You just, oh, you're cute. You got a nice car.
You don't really look at the person underneath. You kind of just look at what's on the outside, judge it for that, and go for it.
Just very superficial. When you're not dating seriously, those things are fine and acceptable. But when you're dating seriously, it's like, okay, you have those things, but what else? Let's look under the surface to your character, to your long-term goals, how you treat your mom, just all those kind of telltale things that could sway you in one way or another, whether this is your guy, whether this is your life partner or not.
In your dating experiences, what have you done differently from when you were like fresh out of high school to now? Like the things you looked for, what qualities, what were the, let's say, like, oh my goodness, I am blanking out right now.
Well, just fresh out of high school, just to give you some background and for everybody, I was a mom fresh out of high school. And, your dad was my everything. And so I thought, and at that age, he was everything. Yeah. Right? But as you get older, obviously your expectations of your partner changes. And if that partner doesn't mature with you or grow with you at that rate, then things start to fall apart, So, and who I was coming out of high school is drastically different from who I am now, as far as my self-esteem, what I require of a partner.
Okay.
And just what I'm willing to give. I want that reciprocal back to me. And if I'm not feeling that I'm getting that treatment in the reverse back to me, that's not a partnership that I want to continue.
How do you feel a woman who is younger, say, let's say 18 to 24, how should she go about the dating market?
Well, step one would be for for a young girl is get your self-esteem together. Get your self-worth in check and make sure that you are requiring the things of men that are of a higher standard, you know, opening doors, talking respectfully, texting back, simple, basic things that you should be doing if you're interested in a woman. And if you're not getting those things, that you detach from that, because as women, we easily connect. Like, oh, he's so cute, he's so nice, he's so sweet, but he's not texting me back, you know? And you have to be able to cut and move and really hold him accountable to the things that you're not receiving from him. Because then he's going to know, oh, shit, she's serious. You know, she's not playing here. She's no joke. And if I want to be with her, I'm going to have to step it up, you know?
Now, I say that age range, 18 to 24, because that is, in men's eyes, is when women are their most beautiful. They have their most options and pick of the litter. Now, how should they go about the vast amount of options that they have during this time? Because you have to understand, a beautiful woman is going to get hit on a lot of times. You know, they're going to get hit on multiple times a day, whether it's social media, whether it's in person, so on and so forth. So how should they combat the amount of, you know,
you have to have your
partners that want to,
you have to have your own filter in which you pick your partner, and your self-worth is directly, you're going right through your self-worth to pick this partner. So if your self-worth is low, your expectation's going to be low. So you have to get yourself up there. I am worth having a callback. I am worth a man to open the door for me. I am worth being treated with this amount of respect. And if I am not receiving that with you, I am not going to be with you. And you have to stand strong on that. So what I would say is do your self-work first before you even get out in that dating world, because there are lions ready to just take, right? And if you stand strong in your principles and your values and what you hold dear to yourself, they're going to walk away because it's too hard. Oh, she wants too much. Oh, okay. Well, you're not my guy. If treating me with respect is too much, you're not my guy. That point blank, period. And you really need to hold him accountable, hold yourself accountable to your new standards, because that's the hardest thing to do, is not give him a pass or let it go, or, you know, say it's okay when it's not okay.
Now, what about women who are very connected to their partner over the fact of, because when a woman loses her virginity to a certain man, a lot of times she is so emotionally connected to that man, she will overlook a lot of things.
Sure.
A lot of horrible things.
For a time.
You know. Oh, of course.
For a time.
Until she finally realizes, but a lot of times she spends years upon years in that, and it does create a lot of roadblocks for her to move on or to find another partner. Now, those type of women, what kind of advice would you give to those type of women?
If he's not willing to make the changes he needs to be for your new standards, I call that guy like your starter guy, right? Because he's not your forever guy if he's not doing the things that you need him to do as far as your new standards are concerned. Because when he met you when you were younger, these things were acceptable, right? You were okay with all those things because you're so in love and you're like, oh, he's great. Oh, it doesn't matter if he once in a while this or that. Well, when you get older and time moves on, you're gonna be like, wait a minute, that's no longer okay, you know? And really it's holding yourself accountable to your new standards, yourself, and then holding him accountable. And if he's not okay with how you are now and what you're expecting of him now, it's okay to let go. And that's a process. Letting go, it's a process. And allow yourself that time to, because women disengage here first, then here, then physically, right?
And I've said this on the podcast before.
Correct.
Women will break up with you in their head before they
Right.
actually do it.
And 100%.
And then the guy's sitting there wondering,
100%.
whoa, what did I do? What happened?
Yeah.
Why am I getting this all of a sudden? You know,
A lot of women
that
will be,
confirms it for you guys.
because we can't leave when our heart is still connected and
Yeah.
our bodies are still physically connected with that person. We need to give ourselves time, and there's steps. Your mind has to go, then your heart has to go, and then you physically have to go. But in those steps, the dude doesn't realize he can change that. Right? Once you see her mind go, you can be like, babe, what am I doing wrong? You know? And then you see her heart go, how do I get your heart back? He can change that around. But if he doesn't, and the last step is her leaving physically, you lost her forever, dude. I'm sorry. Unless some miracle happens, or she has a change of heart, or you do something in a big way, whatever, she's done. And you lost your girl, you know? And that, for some stubborn, you know, bullheaded men, they have to lose that girl in order to have this epiphany of this change, this reason to mature and become this man. And then the girl's gonna be like, oh, now you
and I've
you
said
became
it,
her.
and
him.
I've said it
I mean,
before on the podcast, is that when you're in a situation where you're trying to fix something between your partner, a lot of times you have to break up with them.
Yeah.
It's something you don't want to do, but
Yeah.
a lot of times when they realize what life is like without you,
Yeah.
it is when they're
Yeah.
more willing to change than ever. They're
and
willing
you
to be
give
that person.
you gain a perspective.
Of course.
Yeah.
And so that's, you know, mainly what it comes down to a lot of the times. Now, with that, you know, I would like to allude to the question of, say a woman is in a great relationship with a man and he does step out of the relationship one time, you know, how should the woman go about that?
Every relation is very personal, right? And so I could never tell a woman to stay or go, but it's up to that uniqueness of that relationship, because the man is going to have to do extraordinary things that he might not want to do, and the woman is going to have to find it within her soul, because you hurt her to her soul, to forgive you, right? And you both are going to have to make these steps and go through that process together, and not be angry about it, you know, and not be like bitter, you know. And one day you're going to have to let go of what happened if you want to move forward. And one day you're going to have to trust again. And what can you do that? And that's what that process is. Can you be a better man for me? And can I trust that you're going to be that better man for me? So it's all up to the relationship, how you built it up until, and why did the cheating happen, and all those other things that, you know, are unique to that relationship. And, you know, going through therapy or any kind of counseling or any inspiration that you can get to move your relationship through this and not stay stuck in it. Because a lot of girls will stay emotionally stuck in that hurt. And no matter what you do, right, she's still there. And she has to be able to move through that and process what happened, why, and how do I get through this? You know, she might need help with that. She might need a therapist. She might need you to go with her because you created this situation, you know? So I say it's definitely possible, for sure. I've had to forgive many times and move past, but every essential forgiveness came with, okay, can I trust him again? Can I love him again? If the answers were yes to those questions, then I was able to move on in a healthy way, in a healthy relationship, in a happiness that he and I both could live with.
Yeah, because I always tell women that if their man does cheat, that you shouldn't automatically go to wanting to leave. And the reason for that is because you have found a man who does love you and care about you. And I understand that he did step out on you. Now, if it wasn't a thing where he's giving this other woman a whole relationship, you know, and resources and this kind of stuff, no, get the fuck out of there.
Or has a kid with her now.
That's what exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the type of thing I say, if he isn't giving resources, if it was just a sex transaction kind of thing, it's like, I don't really give a shit about that. Try to talk to him about it.
Well, your natural reflex, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Of course.
I need to get some space between you and me so I don't hurt you or hurt myself or let this escalate to a point that isn't healthy.
I understand that.
So let her go. Let her go to her mom's or her sisters and bash you and all this sort of stuff. And then, you know, give it some time to calm and then go with her with solutions.
Yeah.
Because if you stepped out on her, but you still want to be with her, what does that look like? How are we going to do that? You know, and she's looking to you for answers. You know, and so you have to come with her with solutions like, okay, what if we do this? I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to show you my phone or whatever, you know, whatever you're willing to do and whatever works for her. What do you need? Do you need these things that I'm offering, or do you need more, or do you need something totally different, or, you know, whatever your partner needs is what you need to be giving at that time. But forgiveness is not impossible, but it is hard to do, because some people think, oh, if I forgive you, it makes it okay what you did. And some people that feel forgiven feel like, great, I got away with something. Right? Instead of, thank God I got another chance, let me make this right. You know, so in giving your partner forgiveness, that's a gift. That's not something you take for granted. And if I see my gift being taken for granted and taken lightly, I'm gonna snatch that bitch right back. I'm sorry. You're not getting it back, and you're not getting me back. We're not getting this happiness and this future back, you know? So
because it'll after that, it does show the true nature of the person you're with.
Did you just want to go back to me and do what you wanted to do?
And that's why I say you give them that opportunity to show you, because there are guys out there that will do that will put in the work and be like, holy shit, I fucked up and I need to get back on my P's and Q's. And it happens. I would say it happens more that way than it does a guy taking advantage. A guy, you have to understand, a lot of guys, it is so tough for them to get a girl to look their way, to get a girl to, you know, take that next step with them and be the you know, boyfriend, girlfriend. And a lot of guys, they do that, you know, and it's just the way it is. And obviously there are those guys, yes, that will take advantage of that and they'll do that. But you have to come to that point where when he does cheat, understand what kind of cheating it is. If he just sexual handshake, whatever, okay, let's talk about it. Let's get through it. And if he doesn't change on the other side of getting through that, then you know what kind of type of person he is. And if he changes and he's, you know, acting right, then you're good. You know, he's somebody that's worth putting more time in with. But don't give up before you've don't give up before you've even given it a chance. And that's that's why I tell women a lot of times, hey, he cheats, as long as he's
what if I have a question for you? What if it was in the reverse? She cheated, because women don't cheat for the sex. Let me tell you that.
No, they don't.
Very little.
And that's why the relationship is over.
Well, but it's not.
It is.
If she says I messed up, that's not the guy I thought I wanted. That's great. Grass was greener. It's not. You know, for men, their ego is all wrapped up in that.
It's for men. Okay, look, for men to cheat, it's just a physical thing. We see a girl with big titties, big butt, and we're like, I'd put my wiener in that. For women, it's such a
emotional experience.
There's a bigger threshold for them to actually do it. And for them to get through that large threshold and actually do it, it's more of a betrayal for a woman to cheat than it is for a man.
Okay.
Because a man is just sexual. It's just, I saw her, she had big titties, and I liked it. That was it. He had no connection to this woman. He didn't know her name, her favorite color, her number, nothing. He was like, if I could have sex.
In some cases.
Sure. And that's why I say it's a sexual handshake kind of thing, where he just saw her and was like, ooh.
But if it's a whole nother family and
Exactly. If it's a whole
Yeah.
other relationship and he's taking this girl out and he's spending money on her, okay, then that is where the woman needs to go, because
Yeah.
he has now made the choice to give this woman a relationship.
spot.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
he's effectively replacing you. You are
Right.
now not main chick, you are side chick.
Right.
And that's why you should leave. But it is not the same if a woman cheats.
Yeah.
If a woman cheats, it's over, because she has such a bigger threshold to go through to
Yeah.
actually go through with the cheating. It's not just, ooh, he's handsome, I'd let him put his wiener in me. No, it's they want to get to know him. What kind
Yeah.
of guy is he? What is his lifestyle?
Yeah.
You know, is he the type of guy that makes me get butterflies and feel safe and warm and loving and all this kind of
Sure.
stuff? They have to do all of that they have to feel all of that
Right.
just to cheat and
Right.
get to that point.
Yeah.
For guys, they don't. And that's why it's different.
Okay.
And that's why I tell men, no, if a girl cheats on you, you're out. You're done. Because for her, that other man is a potential replacement for you. And let her replace
Yeah.
you. You don't
Yeah.
need that.
Yeah.
It's a replacement.
Yeah.
For men, if it's a sexual handshake kind of thing, he don't give a fuck about that girl. He's
Yeah.
going to fuck this girl and go home to his girl and love her. It's just
Yeah.
the way men are. And
Yeah.
it's a tough thing to hear, and it's a tough pill to swallow, but
Yeah.
it's just the truth.
Yeah.
You know? And like I said, it really sucks.
I just
You know.
think that it could be worked out both ways,
I understand
It could
that.
be.
I understand that.
depending on the unique situation, unique relationship between the two people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just cut and dry every time, but you know, if both parties are willing, it is possible.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. But a lot of times you do have to look at the reality, you know, of what the majority of people, or what the majority of women who do cheat
Yeah.
think. You know, there's going to be that 5% that's like, no, I regretted it. I didn't mean to do it. Da, da, da. But then you have this other 95%
Yeah.
of women that are just like, no, he's better than you. You know, and
Yeah.
it's just the way it goes. And it's tough for
Yeah.
men and women. It's tough for women to hear this, but then it's tough for guys to go through it.
Right.
You know, and it is what it is. And guys are so used to the treatment of being replaced by women and being kind of thrown off to the side and things like that. And that's why you can't tolerate that from a woman that is supposed to be yours, you know, and that's supposed to be exclusive to you, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying women should just tolerate cheating and men don't. No, I'm just saying that for a man, it's so much simpler. So have a conversation first.
Well,
you know?
tolerating it for women, you think that they're going to tolerate it over and over.
No, I
Right.
don't ever say that. I
Yeah,
say
no.
you give him that one shot. You know, you give him a second chance. You
Yeah.
say, hey, what was it? Do you love that girl? You know, is this just a
Yeah.
one-time thing? Do you
Right.
talk to her all the time? Blah, blah, blah. And if he's like, no, it's just a one-time thing.
Yeah.
I got drunk, blah, blah, blah. I regret it. And then let him prove himself. And if he
Sure.
proves himself to be a man who changes, great. Stay with him. If he proves to be a man that can't change himself,
Yeah.
then you leave.
Right.
And that's just the simple thing about it.
Right.
Now, I do have another question.
Yeah.
Since you had children when you were young, you were married when you were young.
Yeah.
Did you ever experience FOMO? And what advice would you give to women who do have FOMO while they're married young?
I was very much in love and wanted a family so much. If any FOMO snuck in, like say, you know, watching MTV and all the people partying and whatever, I would just turn it off. I wouldn't allow myself to be exposed to that. And in the 90s, you could do that. You can turn off the TV and it be gone from your life. This day and age, it's everywhere. So it's kind of harder to do that, but you still have control over the content that you take in. So you could turn off your phone, you could turn off your TV, you could, you know, go on a hike, meditate, whatever. For me, when that snuck in, I turned off the TV and I turned my focus back to what was important to me, and that was my family. You know, doing for my kids, doing for my husband, doing for my house, you know, because I knew the value of that. You know, I knew the value of investing in that instead of investing or allowing myself to fantasize of what could have been. Like, that just wasn't my life. And I'm a realist. I'm not a too big of a fantasizer, you know, when it comes to that, because I'm like, that's not real. That's just in my head, or that's just, you know, that's not reality. That's not happening. That's not gonna happen. Whatever. You know, I want to deal with what's real and make that great. You know, so but once I got a divorce and you guys got older, you know, I experienced that life and had my fun, and it was a good time for me. I still had to balance being a mom because you guys were still, you know, in school and things like that. But when you're early 30s and you have all that energy and you go to work right after the club or whatever, you know, you balance that. You know, my life was about balance, and I had to create that balance in order to find my happiness, in order to find what I was looking for. It definitely wasn't in the club and out partying and all that stuff like I may have thought it was or romanticized that it was. But I definitely had a good time with my girlfriends and experienced that. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to experience that because I didn't have that in my 20s. So I'm glad I did do that. I think it's sort of a rite of passage to do that and to get that kind of out of your system a little bit.
But what about women who stay in their marriage from their 20s to their 30s?
I commend them. You know, I mean, you're doing a lot of growing in that time. You're doing a lot of soul searching. And if you and your partner can grow together instead of grow apart, you know, great. Or, you know, you guys have an understanding of some sort, or what have you, you know, your relationship is your own. And I tell every 2 people that I meet, make it your own. Make it what works for you, not what works for society or works for this religion or works for this, you know, group of people. Make it your own, because that's what's going to make it successful. Make your own rules, make your own culture, your own family, your own traditions, like what means to you, because those are the bonding things that are going to keep you together, you know? So from 20 to 30, if you guys stay together, you're growing together and things are great and you're able to compromise and forgive and all those things, you know, that's a wonderful thing, because couples do that. That's a thing. It happens.
Very rarely.
Sure, but it happens, you know? But if you sat down with those couples, they would have a story to tell, for sure.
Oh, of course.
They would have a lot of wisdom to give and a lot of forgiveness down the road and a lot of mistakes and trips ups and all those kinds of things. So, you know, I'm sure my first marriage could have made it, but I wasn't strong enough and he wasn't willing, you know, to do those things. So, you know, that's what happened there. But, you know, we had good bones, you know, we could have got through those things, you know, we didn't. And, you know.
Because that's the biggest thing, you know, with marriages right now. You know, women initiate 80% of divorces, and they are between the ages of 25 and 33. And
I don't think it's because of FOMO, though.
No, I'm not saying it's because of FOMO. I'm just saying that
women want their families to stay together.
Oh, yeah. Of course. I'm just saying that, you know, with that stat being out there, you know, it is harder and harder for young people to stay in those marriages, because like you said in the beginning, it's great and you're in love and it's awesome, but then, you know, I wanted, you know, your unique opinion on going through that. Once you're to those ages, you know, of 27 and 33, then you know, that's when it starts to get hard. That's when the real starts to happen, and you know, you're noticing things in your partner. And so you know, obviously,
well, that's when the growth happens. So
So
anytime there's a change in the relationship, there's an adjustment to the relationship that you have to, you know, intentionally sit down with your partner and work through, you know, and really be specific, this is how I'm feeling. This is what I like to do. This is where I like for us to go, especially the man of the relationship. This is where I would like to see our family go. And, this is what I'd like for you to contribute to, blah, blah, blah. Or this is what I'm feeling. This is what I feel we need to do. I don't know what's going on, but I feel this change coming, and that's an intentional thing between you and your partner that you have to navigate. And you have to be comfortable enough to be able to come to your partner and say these things to them and have this conversation and not be shut down and not, whatever, your feelings again, you have to be able, okay, what is this you're talking about? Okay, help me understand. And what do you need from me? Or maybe your partner's like, yeah, I feel that too. I'm feeling your restlessness. Some people have intuition about their partner like that. If you've been together long enough, I'm feeling the restlessness in you. What's going on? What do you, let me help you.
I use the analogy you share with me all the time, when you're filling their cup and they're filling yours.
Yeah.
I use that analogy a lot, and that's what she's explaining to you guys.
Yeah.
It's that analogy.
Yeah.
Now you guys kind of understand where I get a lot of my thought processes when it comes to the woman's side of things. And, I bring you on because, just when I brought on my dad, a lot of people didn't understand or realize he doesn't know what he's saying. He's still a young guy, this and that. And it's like, all right.
And we intentionally kept the conversations open as children, about relationships, about sex, girls, whatever you wanted to talk about, to be honest, because we didn't want you to be embarrassed. We didn't want you to be, we didn't want to react like, oh my God, clutch my pearls, because that doesn't create a welcoming environment. We had to keep our reactions to ourselves, even though we were mortified. Oh my God, he's talking about his wiener, or, oh my gosh, he has hair under his arms and he's so proud to show everybody, as a parent, you're just like, oh great, my kid's growing up, but you're deathly afraid, but your kid's so happy and so proud. And we needed to minimize our reactions in order for you guys to feel comfortable coming to us and keeping that door open, even if it was scary to us or embarrassing to us or what have you. We knew that was essential to what we wanted to give you guys as kids.
Now this is my last question second to last before we get into it, because I have another question. I was like, I'm gonna do this one, but this is gonna be the topic of, do you think it's easier to raise children now or when you had children?
With the pandemic, I was like, thank God my kids aren't little. Thank God. Trying to keep them having a mask on and understanding why we had to stay inside. Especially boys have so much energy. They'd be running around driving me crazy. Thank God I did not have to teach them their schoolwork and go to work too. I was an essential worker. So in that moment, no, thank God. But I think
I just mean in general.
Yeah.
2020 is in general. 2021.
You guys have the tablets now to kind of keep you, occupied. There's not much that's changed. My sister just had a baby and it's a lot of the same.
Do you feel that makes it easier nowadays, or was it easier back then to raise children?
You had to give more attention back then, because there wasn't things to distract, and so I can finish the dishes, here's your tablet. Let me clean the dishes. I had to stop what I was doing, make sure you were good with your setup, with your toys. And then I could go back, to what I was doing. If you let me, if that solved the problem, or, referee you and your brother and separate you and don't kill yourselves, stop, So there was a lot of that, but, you guys were able to have an imagination back then and be in your thought, and the distractions weren't there to keep your mind busy. So you were able to create, like you used to like to draw, You know, would you have been able to do that if you had a tablet in front of you all the time, or a show in front of you, or something on your phone constantly entertaining you, you know?
Yeah.
So I think there was more quality back then, more quality FaceTime with your parents than there are now.
Yeah.
But, you know, if I'm a busy parent and you know, and giving you your tablet, you know, that's, you know, easy. So that's probably the only thing I would say, is that I wish when you guys were little, had a tablet, you know, so that I can get those things done without, you know, lots of interruptions.
Do you think we would be as close to our parents as we are now if you had a tablet?
Yeah, because I don't think technology takes away relationship, right? And it depends on the way you use it. And we were very intentional parents on how we interacted with you guys. So, of course, there wouldn't have been tablet 24/7.
Yeah.
I know that for sure.
Yeah.
But, and then we like to take you guys out a lot, you know, to run you around and get your energy out. So
Yeah.
I don't think there would have been a lot of tablet time, but it would have helped in a pinch, you know, in those, you know, when I needed it, you know, I needed to give you something to, you know, distract you,
because a lot of people
stop
feel,
you crying or whatever.
A lot of people feel that, you know, it disconnects them from their parents. They
It
rather
does if
the
you use
tablet
it, sure,
than their parents.
Well, yeah, if you use it constant basis, or as a, you know, mechanism to, you know, watch your kids or babysit your, yeah, of course. But that could have been anything. Like back then, it could have been TV, you know? So
True.
it's just all about the intentionality of the parent and what they hold valuable to them.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
is that more time with your kids or less time with your kid? You know, you have to, just like in dating, set your standards. This is how I'm going to raise my kids. This is my core values and my beliefs. You know, I don't believe kids should be raised by tablets or TV or whatever, you know, your thing is. So, I don't think it's easier now. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Ashley's little baby is still hard. Still
Yeah,
hard
I mean,
to raise.
It's just the comparison of
Yeah.
how it is now versus when it was then.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people argue that it's easier now, but you're so disconnected from your kid. A lot of times they don't want a relationship with their parents. They, you know, a lot of kids now have worse relationships with their parents more than ever than they did back then, because they're more invested in the technology. They're more invested in YouTubers and other things.
Yeah.
And they don't really have that relationship.
Well, there has to be
with their
like a
parents.
dinner time. You know, like we all
Yeah.
sat down for dinner. We made that intention. We turned off the TV. We sat down for dinner.
Yeah, and that's
And
not a thing anymore.
It has to be.
It's-
if you feel that way, it has to be no phones, no tablets at the dinner table.
Yeah.
And we have to say, okay, what was the best part of your day? What did you do today? What did you do? And listen to each child or each person sitting at that table. And there's a conversation.
Yeah, have that
Because the
instilled.
art of conversation can't be lost in a family. You have to be able to communicate and connect, especially with your family, you know, and that has to be intentional.
Oh yeah.
Because if you just let life happen, of course, it's going to take away everything precious to you if you let it,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so one more question before we get into this scenario. The question is very tied to this scenario. What are your thoughts on girls regretting dating so-called nice guys?
They regret dating nice guys?
Yeah. A lot of women, you know,
Because why?
Well, think about it like this. A lot of women, they'll be like, I want a nice guy. I want, you know, this
Yeah.
and that. And there are guys that will be like, oh, I'm the nice guy. I'm a nice guy, this and that. And so then they give those guys a shot. And then they are like, I regret dating that guy because he was a creep. He was
He
weird.
was too nice.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, I mean, too nice means too weak
Mm.
to a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Too nice because you're a pushover. Too nice. We want a nice guy, of course. I don't date assholes, you know. But we want a man that can stand up, that can protect, provide. He has a strong moral value, you know what I mean? And he stands firm on these things. You know, he's a man of character, you know, he has that he doesn't have to brag about it because he just is, you know. And too nice guys apologize too much. Too nice guys let them walk all over you, you know. And you don't want that guy because if I can do it, the whole world can do it. And I need you to be that buffer between me and the whole world. as my man, right? So I need you to, I need to see that confidence in you. And it is about confidence. You know, we don't want a guy that doesn't have that confidence, that he can, you know, step in between you and whatever the world is, you know, projecting onto you. So, you know, when needed, obviously, we don't need our men to do that all the time, everything, and it all falls on you. No, but because, you know, we're capable and able as women to do that for ourselves. I mean, we're not always in a partnership. Sometimes we're single and we have to do that.
Yeah.
But, you know, too nice means not enough. You're not enough for us. But if you're a very meek and, you know, soft talking and, you know, small woman, that nice guy might be enough man for you, right? So you have to date within your range, right? You're not going to be with a kick-ass, you know, boss of a woman if you're that puddle of a man. You're just not. That's not a fit, you know. That's not a, you know, unless you like to be told what to do and so on and so forth, because she's naturally going to do that. Yeah. Because someone naturally has to be that alpha and someone naturally has to be that submissive. So, you know, it just depends on what you're looking for, what I guess you're used to and what you want.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Now that we have your perspective, we're going to go into a situation. It's called I Married the Nice Guy and Now I'm Regretting It. All right. So I'm going to read you off the scenario and you give your opinion.
Okay.
I've been married to my husband for nearly 10 years and cannot ask for a nicer man. He cares for me emotionally, calls, texts me every day to see how much he loves, or to say how much he loves and appreciates me.
Okay.
He is the typical nice guy who treats all women as they deserve. He is the first nice guy I've ever dated who is emotionally available and genuinely caring. However, since the beginning, she wrote it weird, we have had okay sex. So ever since the beginning, they've only had okay sex.
Okay.
I have always been adventurous in the bedroom and love a good time. However, over the years, my drive has increased and has pretty much become non-existent. We have spoken about this multiple times over the years, and nothing we discussed actually made a difference. Talking about threesomes, his fantasy. However, when I actually set dates up with other girls, he changes his mind and says, no, he just isn't in the mood. So she'll set up the threesomes and then he's like, no, I'm good.
So he agrees upon it to begin with and then changes his mind when
exactly,
it actually happens.
Okay. She brings a girl and it's like, okay, let's have this threesome you so wanted. And then he's like, no, I'm good. I've asked if he's still sexually attracted to me, and he says yes every time. I've asked if he would be interested in foreplay to get into the mood going, and saying no, he feels like he is disrespecting me if she has to give foreplay. When we do have sex, it's very vanilla, missionary sex that lasts 10 minutes, and then he tells me how amazing it was and how much he loves our connection. I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to fantasize about sexual encounters with strangers and feeling like I settled. Did I make a mistake, or is this something that can be changed? Is it normal? I asked a lot of the questions before this scenario of FOMO and dealing with nice guys and how a woman should go about, dealing with their relationship. This is the reason why I asked these questions. Now with her, she has FOMO now. Yeah. She, looks at it like, I've been dating this nice guy and he's great and everything is wonderful, but
she's married to 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's been married to a guy for 10 years.
Sure.
Great, amazing guy, but sex is terrible.
Or it may has dwindled.
It's
because obviously she got married.
She said ever since the beginning, it's been okay. And that's it.
Okay. So she felt she settled way back then.
He's just been missionary in it, and that's it. And then anytime she wants to do something like kind of crazy.
Well, I think her tastes have changed in that. And she's a little curious. And, he is not. And he is not okay with bringing other people And
Well, he was the one that said he wanted to bring other people.
well, how do you okay, well, how do you navigate that though? You know, I mean, your relationship's been that way for 10 years and all of a sudden she's like, I need more, you know?
Yeah.
Should he try more? Yeah, absolutely, dude. Like, sexual satisfaction in a relationship, a marriage, anything like that. Yeah, she's your only partner, so why wouldn't you want to explore that? Now you have to explore it to the rate that your partner is comfortable with. I believe that, because you know, not everybody's going to want to hang off the chandeliers, right? So, and not everybody's going to want to have a threesome and is comfortable with that, but you know, toys and you know, things that make you last longer, whatever, you know, you should introduce those things, because all she's really saying is, I need more of you. And is that a bad thing in a relationship? No, she wants more your love, your connection, your, you know, and she wants more than what you're giving her for 10 years. Like, if you were only able to eat vanilla ice cream for 10 years, you're going to want chocolate and strawberry, you know, after that long time. And you're not going to, you're like, you know what? It's time. It's time that I said this. And maybe 10 years ago, she was not that woman who felt that she could express what she wanted or needed. And now she is, you know, so this is where this is coming from, because he's probably responding to her like, where's this coming from? And you've always been happy with what we did. And, you know, well, you know, this is where the change comes, you know, and so he has to be willing to do, because it's very important, your connection with your partner, and he has to be willing to want to do some things like, okay, I don't want to go that far, but can we do this? Would this be enough for you? Or what if we switch it up and not missionary all the time, or not vanilla all the time, you know, maybe some Neapolitan in there, you know, just so that you're satisfying your partner. This is the compromise, right? This is what you need to come to, and so both partners feel taken care of and heard. And you know, it happens like that a lot of times in long-term marriages. You know, this starts to become stale. I always tell my partner, let's just not let it get there. Like, I don't want it to get to a point where we're so down here. Like, let's keep it. Let's keep our attraction level. Let's keep our connection. Let's not let that die or starve, is what I say, because you know, you have to keep feeding that in order for all the things in your marriage to work. You know, if that part of your marriage, that connection that you have with nobody else in the whole world is solid, everything else you're gonna wanna compromise more. You're gonna communicate more. You're gonna wanna listen to what they want for dinner, and you know, all those small things will fall into place easier because you are so physically connected, and you know, you have that together. But you know, my advice would that guy needs to step that up, you know, or
and what about for her, you know, how should she go about maybe suppressing her thoughts of freaky things with other strangers?
Do freaky things with him. All the stuff you're fantasizing about, redirect that energy to your partner, because unless you want to leave the marriage, like, you don't want to do that. So that's the alternative, right? So instead of that, let's redirect to let me talk to my partner about this. Like, ooh, I want to try that, or ooh, and you know, and sometimes your fantasies are bigger than your reality. And so maybe sex upside down wasn't all that good, you know? So you're like, okay, well, maybe no. But she tried it, and you supported her, and that's what makes that difference right there. And she will love him forever for that, you know. And then they can go, okay, well, let's not do that. Maybe other things beneath, you know, that sexual fantasy that, you know, is doable and is not, you know, like what she saw in the video, and that actually feels good. It actually is fulfilling for her, because what you see and what actually is.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. So allow her to explore that a little bit and have some, give her
other
that.
than that, you know, she said he's a great guy and everything.
Yeah. Hello.
Wonderful. Yeah.
I mean, you work with that.
Yeah.
You have 90% of what you want. you're doing good, sister. You're
Yeah.
doing good. Stick with that, and all the other things you could work with. Like, that is such a variable that changes over time, but your foundational relationship is solid. Like, don't give up 90% because the 10% is not
there. Yeah.
not there.
Yeah.
You work on that 10%, and because it changes. When you're 60, you're not going to care about that 10%. You sure are going to care about that 90 though. Trust and believe that.
Because you're going to be dying to get that 90 back. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, because we had a scenario on the show where this lady, she was married at a young age. She had been married for 6 years to her husband.
Yeah.
And a guy from her past came, got in contact with her or whatever. And he was like, oh my God, I've always, had a crush on you and this and that. And she was developing FOMO, like, oh my God, like, man, how my life would be so different with him and this and that. And so for me, I told her, like, what you need to be doing is focusing on how to make your relationship better. Go on Pinterest and, find date ideas. Go on Pinterest to find different clothing.
What are you missing in your relationship that other guy was able to get to you emotionally? So that's a question you need to ask yourself. What am I missing in my relationship that guy fulfilled? And it kind of helps you in a way, like, and maybe sometimes you don't even think you needed that, but you actually did because that guy showed you. And it's like, okay, thank you. Let me go over here to my relationship and work that out so that I don't feel that need, that I'm getting fulfilled in my relationship, and a lot of people think that they need to get it from somebody else when they can just express to their partner what they need.
Yeah. 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 Because that's what I pretty much expressed to her, like, hey, do things that focus on your relationship, because if you are focusing on working on your relationship, you'll have no time to think about other things. You're so focused on how to make your relationship better. Yeah. You don't have time to
There'll be no cracks for him to get in.
No, not at all.
Yeah. And you won't even want him to get in because there's no need.
Yeah.
No need for that. I'm good over here. I got everything I need,
All right, so we got a different scenario. This one is going to be changing gears.
Okay.
This one's a little different, but this one, it's titled, Am I the Asshole for Not Marrying Someone Because She's Pregnant? Okay, so I'll read out the scenario. You give your honest opinion on it. All right, I, 27, male, unfortunately got my girlfriend, 25, female,
unfortunately.
Yeah, we'll
yikes.
see. 3 months into dating. So 3 months in, he got her pregnant.
Okay, got it.
All right. She was on birth control, but it failed. In hindsight, I should have also used condoms. But I figured because the birth control was supposed to be 99.9% effective, I never thought that I would be that 0.1. We had talked about the politics quite a lot, and we're both pro-choice. And she said if she had an accidental pregnancy, she'd have an abortion. After getting pregnant, she changed her mind and wanted to keep it. I won't lie that I'm not happy about the decision, but I realized it's her choice and I don't get a say what to do with her body. She's now almost 7 months pregnant and very much showing. Her parents are very traditional, and her dad is relatively well-known person in the community. He has a somewhat high-profile job as well. Even has a Wikipedia page. To say her parents are trying to get us to be married before the kid is born is putting it lightly.
Eek.
It started off just expecting. So when are you getting married? They say, and now it's been more.
After 3 months of knowing each other,
the parents want it. They're traditional. They're like, look, if you're having a baby, you're getting married. So it went from, so when are you guys getting married, to more of, you better get married before this kid is born, because my grandkid won't be a bastard.
Oh God.
Personally, I'm not interested in marriage.
Oh
my parents are both married and divorced twice. Most marriages in my extended family have gone the same, and I just don't really care for the institution of marriage. Not knocking it for people who choose it, but it's not for me. Even if it were, I wouldn't feel ready to marry my girlfriend anyway after only 3 months, because we still haven't been together for a full year. I'd want to date for at least 2 years before before getting married with my girlfriend. I'm not
Okay.
sure if we'd really be together still had she not gotten pregnant.
Oh,
Yeah, he's like, we probably wouldn't be together if she didn't get pregnant.
okay.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I'm not keen on jumping into marriage just because there's a kid in the picture. I think she's a great person, and I wouldn't say I feel like I'm in love with her, though. My girlfriend started off indifferent, but is now trying to get married as well. I don't think it's so much she wants to be married to me as much as her parents have convinced her she wants to be married with me.
Yeah.
She'll be embarrassed to have a kid out of wedlock. In a twist, last week her father offered to buy the ring, pay for the wedding, and give us $100,000 to get married before the kid is born. Not to be nice, but to save himself from what he feels is an embarrassment. The whole thing just feels slimy to me. We both have good jobs, and while the money would be nice, we don't really need it. I make enough money in my job to provide for a kid and her as well.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for not sticking up and marrying her, or if I am not really in love with her?
Yeah, you're the asshole for not standing on your belief system. Like, if you really don't believe in marriage or believe that this is what you want to do, and you're not expressing that and standing firm, you have to really, especially when parents and expectations are involved, and her parents are influential and all this stuff. That doesn't mean they control your life.
Yeah.
But you have to stand up for that. You have to dig in your heels and say, that's not what we're doing. Especially as a man of the relationship. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Like, to be honest, this thing on marriage, my perspective is, just because you're having a kid doesn't mean you should get married. A lot of people do that and it fails, but a lot of people do that and they have loving, great relationships. But when I heard him say that he had doubts about even the relationship itself,
or being in love with her,
sure, there's nothing wrong with a co-parenting relationship.
Yeah.
The reality of her getting pregnant, obviously there's that possibility. So he has to be a man and step up whatever she decides, because that is her body, her decision. And when she did decide to have that baby, he needed to step up as a father, but not as a husband. As a husband, that's your complete choice for your life, and nobody should tell you otherwise. I don't care who they are and what their influence is in the community or what they're trying to look like or what. That's not your problem.
Yeah.
That is theirs, and they're trying to throw money at it. And so you need to be man enough to stand up for what you believe in, or live a life in this prison that you don't want. That's the alternatives. So
yeah, because all that money and the ring and the wedding, that's leverage.
Oh, if they can control you that way, they can control you in other ways.
Yeah,
what else are they going to tell you next? To do and where to live and all this sort of stuff. No, this is your relationship, your family, your life.
Yeah,
you have to draw the line somewhere, and if that costs the relationship, that's what it costs. Hopefully she's not a girl that would keep you from your child because of it.
Well, he did say that her family are very influential in her decisions, so she didn't want to get married at first,
every
and
young
now
girl,
she does.
every young girl is gonna, especially an unmarried pregnant woman, she's gonna, that's her anchor. That's her security and your safety. You are not. I've only known you for 3 months.
Yeah.
I don't know that about you. And Avi, you're not standing up for yourself. So that doesn't give me much confidence.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with what my parents are doing over here, because at least I know that's my safety net.
And like I told you guys,
and my support system.
Your woman is always going to look to her man first. That's that's what she's gonna do.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who she is. She a
Yeah.
bad bitch. She this. She that. She's gonna look to her man.
Yeah.
You know, because if her man is confident in the decisions that are being made, she knows that she can be confident in the decisions that are being made. But if you are unconfident about that,
Wishy-washy.
yeah, she's not gonna
Yeah.
be confident. She's gonna go find that confidence somewhere else, and it's
right.
either in another man or her parents. So
Or her damn self.
a lot of times it
Because
isn't.
well, because that's what single women have evolved into, is like, shit, you're not gonna do it, I'll do it, you know. Because
Yeah.
a lot of men aren't that leadership quality and that strong and that, you know, confidence, or they exude too much of it and they're assholes, and you don't trust that either.
Yeah.
So that calm, confidence, strength, regal, you know what I mean, in control of his self, not trying to control everyone else. That is hard to find.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, some women have evolved into being their own damn,
Yeah.
you know, and having to do that because there is no other, you know, option.
Yeah. And
Right?
to the credit, you know, they were only together for 3 months.
Right.
So she didn't really have an accurate depiction of his character. who
And
he
neither
was.
did he.
No, of course. He didn't have the same on her end as well. He didn't really know this girl.
Yeah.
He didn't really, you know,
Right.
get to know. I'm sure they were spending those 3 months hanging out, having sex,
Yeah.
and having fun, you
Yeah.
know. Oh, I'm on birth control. Sweet. You know what I mean? They weren't
Right.
thinking about these
Dumb.
kind of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
How do you know she's not lying to you?
yeah. You know,
Hello.
I-
But anywho, that's another subject for another day.
oh, I mean, we got time.
Well, I'm a boy mom, so, you know, like, protect yourself, dudes. You don't want a
Yeah.
baby? Don't raw dog it. Yeah, you skip one day of birth control, she could get pregnant. Like, you don't know if she's taking her pill. You don't know, like, if she's being careful. And you don't leave that up to her, right? Unless you're willing to accept whatever happens.
Yeah, accept the consequences. That's very true.
And sexual diseases are a thing still, so
Oh yeah,
that too.
Oh yeah, but at the same time, though, you have to understand, a lot of people try to make the argument of sexual diseases, but obviously, with our advancements in technology, sexual diseases between men and women, through homosexual couples, it's kind of wild out there, and that's just stats. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "Oh, gay dudes are getting AIDS everywhere." No, I'm just saying, stat-wise, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
But when it comes to men and women and sexual diseases, it's very low.
Yeah.
We're talking like 23%,
Right.
You know, and you look at 23%, and it's like, but it's still that. That's
But
a
you
big
you just
percentage.
can't put it all on her when she gets pregnant.
Oh, of course,
because you had a part.
Yeah,
in
yeah. You
the
have to
creation,
understand.
yeah.
Just because she is on birth control, hey, just be a little, you know, safer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think every girl should have the little sex tracking apps of where they
is
track the days that they have sex and when they
for
take the-
ovulation.
yeah, exactly, stuff like that. Because my previous partner had that, and we always were able to catch, you know, when we had sex and when we were unprotected.
That's a
and-
partnership. That's not 3 months in.
I know,
and-
but I would
yeah.
say that
Yeah.
they're 3 months in. Like, you're in the beginning of a partnership. You should have something like that. You should be able to.
But he was like almost out the door.
That's true.
He was like, I don't even know if this is gonna work. And
I-
then she became pregnant. Like,
I get it. But I think it was a thing where his mind changed the moment the baby came into the picture.
Okay.
I think he was like,
if shit got real.
yeah, I'm so about this girl. She's great. And
Yeah.
then the baby came, and he's like, fuck, I got to spend the rest of my life with this girl.
Yeah, I don't know about this now.
Exactly. And I think that's where his mindset was the biggest. And I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
brother, you're kind of digging yourself a grave, but hey, that is what it is. But we're going to go ahead and move into this next section. We're going to watch a little video here. And
Okay.
this, I chose this video mainly because I want you to observe what dating is like nowadays.
Oh.
You know, between young people. I know, you know.
Oh.
Well, because think about it like this: when you're in the dating market, it's different. You're looking, like you said, you're looking for different things. You're looking for other things. With younger kids dating, let's say between the ages of 18 to about 25,
Yeah.
you know, you're gonna get to see what dating for them is like.
Okay.
Is really like. And these are actual young people. We're gonna move you guys over so you guys can watch this with us.
I actually kind of like kids. Do you not like kids?
I mean, you know, like the soft part on their skull, and you put your thumb in it, and they go.
Welcome to The Button, a speed dating show. When the button lights up red, either player may press it and swap out their date for a new person.
Oh,
Get
wow.
out of here.
If 2 people can last on a date for 10 minutes, they win an all expenses paid second date.
This is The Button.
Oh, hey.
Okay, 3 questions. What's your favorite color? Do you have any deep-rooted emotional trauma? And also, what's your favorite movie?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I'm like romantic murder. Have you seen the show You?
Yeah. Love Quinn. I need her so bad.
You like romantic murder movies?
Yes.
Love him.
Jackie, what's your deep-seated trauma?
Yeah.
I would say I'm a little socially awkward.
I'm kind of a hype beast. It's every day, bro.
Beast.
Yeah, I'm a Logan Pauler.
Can you go stop touching me?
I need to win. Okay, I need to win.
But pressing me doesn't win the game.
It does to me. And within the time that. Fuck!
Ah! Yeah, get out!
Bye-bye. It was nice to meet you.
Let's go.
Jackie, why'd you press me?
I feel like she's not like physically.
She's not your type physically?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi. You're
Chiwon.
Shiwan.
Yeah.
I'm Jackie.
Hi.
Hi.
What ethnicity are you?
What are you?
I'm Korean.
Korean. I like that.
What are you?
I'm Chinese.
Do you think Jackie's cute?
Already? That's such like a
Yeah.
weird question.
Jackie, smile.
I like your smile. I think
Thank
it's
you.
a cute smile.
I really want to get into like exfoliating my entire body.
That's so random.
I know, but like it's just the feeling of being clean.
Sorry.
Maybe exfoliating was a little too much.
It's nice to meet you.
Your smile is cute though.
Thank you.
Bye, Jackie. Bye. What happened?
I'm not gonna lie, like halfway through that he started like yapping.
What do you mean yapping?
Like I don't know like what he was talking about honestly. Hello.
I told you.
How you doing?
Exfoliating.
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
I like your makeup, by the way.
Thank you. I decided to be a
I
clown
always
today.
make up.
Yeah,
So
it's,
slay of
it's
you.
my alter ego.
Oh,
Play any video games?
Well, I play a lot of PC games like Valorant, League
Valorant.
of Legends, Rainbow Six. What games do you play?
Okay, well, I think I've spent a quarter of my life playing League.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, like seriously. Like I
Me
last
too.
checked.
I think I have like 200 plus hours.
I
in
think
League of
I
Legends.
think I have a little bit more than yours.
Who do you play?
Top lane.
Top lane.
Top lane. Mordekaiser. Who do you play though? Who do you like specifically?
I played Ezreal for a really
Ezreal?
long
You
time.
have a bit of a twink.
Oh my god, yeah.
wow.
I had to do it. I'm sorry.
Is there a
Wait,
reason?
why'd you press me?
You play Ezreal.
Oh, wow.
I also don't play League. It was a bait.
He lied to her.
You tricked her.
I did.
So League of Legends is a deal breaker for you?
Oh no, yeah, total deal breaker. I can never imagine playing League. Hi, my name's Quinn.
My name's Mackie.
How you doing, Mackie?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I like your jewelry.
Oh, thank you.
Why don't you two talk about what you want to do after high school?
Okay, you go first.
I want to go to Penn State for forensic science.
Penn State. Nice.
Yeah. What do you want to do?
Maybe I can become a crossing guard.
Like with the flag and
You have the
everything?
flag, yeah.
Oh, with the flag.
Like,
Okay.
I have the
he's a
kids'
winner.
lives in my hands. If I choose not to walk with them,
Press the button.
You know what?
Press it. Keep your
I actually
hand
kind of
on
like
it.
kids. Do you not like kids?
I
Soon
mean,
as it
like,
turns red.
they're fine until
These are
they
the
like
dudes
kind
you
of
guys
start
have to deal
screaming and crying and throwing up
Yeah.
everywhere. It's like, you know, if they get in that state, we're just kind of like nothing. Like,
That's true.
oh, you know, like the soft part on their skull, and you put your thumb in it, and they go.
Please press that button. Please, just press
No.
it. Yeah.
You don't?
no.
I didn't know that you could do that.
Good girl, good girl.
Sorry. It was
Well,
nice meeting you.
It was nice meeting you too.
Thank you.
It was not nice meeting you.
Mackie, what happened?
It was low-key kind of weird. The skull baby thing, that made me a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Deal breaker.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm like, this is,
Nervous?
Yeah.
I'm
This
very
is
nervous
crazy,
too, yeah. So what do you do for like hobbies?
I like hanging out with friends. I like going to concerts. What do you like to do?
I do modeling,
Okay.
and I also like doing photography of my own, and I'm also a big like reader. More like homebody, kind of,
No,
you know?
I feel that. I feel
yeah.
that's how it be sometimes.
Yeah.
Emmanuel, does Mackie give you model vibes?
Definitely, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
She got pretty eyes.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Ask Emmanuel if he's popular.
Are you popular?
Okay.
I feel like it's
I
gonna be a
mean-
yes.
I mean, like, I know people.
Okay.
I don't be going out too much.
I feel like I'm like kind of antisocial
Oh, yeah.
a little bit,
Yeah.
so
Mackie,
Yes.
ask Emmanuel, has he hooked up with a lot of girls?
Oh.
Wow.
Have you hooked up with a lot of girls?
I was not expecting that. I don't know what a lot is.
Maybe like 5 or below. 5. Okay, yeah, that's reasonable.
Okay, what about you?
I'm a 0. I'm a 0.
lying.
I'm not that type of girl.
Do you two find each other attractive?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
it
so.
gonna be more than
You have a
a
good
crossing guard,
smile.
though?
And I'm all about smiles. I like good smiles.
I just
like,
got my braces off like
yeah.
last week.
Really?
Yeah.
I had braces too, but I got mine off like 2 years ago.
They're going pretty quick. They're going
You
far.
can hit it if you want to.
I'm chilling.
I'm chilling too. I'm having a great time.
Yeah, me too.
I'm doing great.
So you two kind of like each other?
I think so. I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
I'm
me too.
invested.
Mhm.
You two seem like you kind of want to match. I'm gonna light up one more time. And if you don't press me, you win a second date.
I'm chilling if you're chilling.
I'm chilling. I'm just like, I'm chilling.
I feel like they
Alright.
didn't really ask meat and potato questions.
Hey, look at that.
What are you gonna do for a second date?
I don't know. I've never been on a date, so I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Something.
So this was your first date ever?
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, fancy,
okay.
right?
Feel
Cool.
special.
Go ahead and go show the rooms that you matched.
Okay.
Can you tell them to bring the other people, please?
so scared. What if they're like? What if I just don't like them?
Then you press me.
Oh wow, hey.
Oh my gosh, hi. Can I just say you're so pretty? I love your
Thank
necklace.
you. I like your like whole gold jewelry
got a little
vibe. It's
lesbian
cute.
vibe.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What are you two looking for in a partner?
I'm really big on communication, and I'm very big on like trust.
I don't trust anybody but my stuffed animals.
Honestly, valid.
Yes.
My
Red
stuffed
flag.
little Dumbo, love him.
I have like a lot of squishmallows. I don't know if that's a red flag or not. No. But those are the people I be talking to. Ooh. Got you first. I don't know. I just want to see who else is there. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
No. Bye. Bye.
Did you like her at all?
I could see a friendship. That is
I mean
like-
romantically.
Oh, no? No. Hello.
I'm Dan. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I'm Kylie.
Kylie, ask Dan if you can smell him.
All right.
I don't think I want to smell you.
But what if he's stinky?
I think I would smell when he walked in.
Oh wow.
Sorry. No offense to you.
You don't think Dan's cute at all?
No, yeah, he is good looking. Like, yes, he's attractive, but I feel like he wouldn't be attracted to me.
Not my type. I'm sorry.
Yeah, see? Yeah. Bye.
Bye. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Hello.
What's your name?
Kylie.
Okay, I'm Kanae.
Hi, nice
Nice
to
to
meet
meet
you.
you.
Do you want to shake hands?
Yes.
Kylie, ask her how many women she's dated.
How many have you dated?
Oh my god. I've had like a lot of talking stages, but I haven't actually dated anyone. So, how about you? How many women have you dated?
One.
Okay.
We dated for like a good few months
Okay,
until
okay.
I figured out that she was dating someone in prison. We were like in middle school and he was like 23.
That's kind of what the heck?
Yeah. Later on in the school year, she tried to jump me.
She tried to jump you?
Yeah.
What the girl?
Yeah. It's
You
a
have some
whole
interesting dating history.
horror story.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm saying no just because you haven't actually like dated.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Yeah. Maybe because she didn't like date as many girls.
But you two are vibing.
I know, but it was just like if you've never been in a relationship with a girl, it's kind of different than talking to a girl. Hi.
You've pressed me a few times now.
I
So
know.
next time when you press me, you're eliminating yourself.
Yeah. I know. Oh my gosh. Hi.
Hi.
I'm Kylie.
I'm Jaden.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
How was your drive here?
It was nice. My mom brought me here. Then
Oh my God, no, don't
know.
say that.
Poor guy.
just trying to have fun here.
Yeah.
Guy. Poor guy.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna press it because. No, you don't leave. I leave. Goodbye.
She's eliminating herself.
Hi. My name's Jaden.
I'm Sarah.
Poor guy. My mom.
I'm trying to find a question. It's just
It's all good.
Are you too nervous?
A little bit.
Have you two ever had a boyfriend or girlfriend?
I've had 2 serious relationships.
I've had one serious, yeah. It ended because of her and like her like moving.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I don't really feel a connection, but I think he would be a cool friend. It was nice meeting you.
Sarah, what kind of guy are you looking for?
Just someone like who's funny, someone I can get along with and like laugh with. Hi.
Hi.
I love your pants, by the way.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. I'm Peter.
I'm Sarah. Nice to meet you. What is like your biggest red flag when talking to someone?
Like smoking, drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
I feel like no ambition. A lot of the stuff I do is outside of school. I really like volunteering, activism. I ran a podcast at my old school.
Oh, what was it about?
It's just like social justice stuff.
Okay.
Peter,
Yes.
ask Sarah what she wants to be when she grows up.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Ooh, I want to be a lawyer.
Okay.
What about you?
I really want to do TV production.
That's so cool.
So I'm in a class right now. We're making short films and making segments for the report. It's just super fun. So I just.
That's actually really cool.
Sarah, do you think Peter's cute?
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding,
I
match.
think you're cute as well.
Thank you.
Have you been in any relationships before?
I have. I've been in 2 serious relationships.
Yeah.
Have you?
I've talked to people, but I've never gone fully out because for the longest time, I was just like, this is not, like, in high school, I don't have time.
Ask Sarah what kinds of things she wants to do date-wise if she gets a boyfriend.
What do you want to do for the first date?
I don't know. Hanging out or having fun. That's my main thing. How about you?
I used to feel like I always have to do something, but I don't really feel that too much anymore. But if you find a really good show, then you just gotta, it's just like fun to binge a good show with a good person, have good conversations.
I agree. Even if it's like a bad show, like it's funny to laugh about it and stuff.
I have a dare for you two.
Okay.
I dare you two to hold hands for 30 seconds.
30
In
seconds?
silence and just look at each other.
Wait.
Both hands.
Oh, okay.
If you both consent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you say in silence?
In silence, look at each other.
Oh my gosh, really?
He doesn't know what to do with his face.
Okay. I'm gonna light up red one more time. You can stay holding hands. And if you two like each other and want to go on a second date, don't press me. Here we go.
I'm not pressing it.
I'm not pressing it either.
Oh,
okay, cute.
Oh, it's Christmas lights. You want a hug?
Yeah.
Let's go for 2.
Let's go.
What are you gonna do for your second date?
We go like mini golfing or something.
That'll be cool. I've never been mini
I don't know. I've never been in a serious relationship, so I don't have any like crazy like.
All right. So that was your kind of window into just young kids dating.
Oh,
and
Lord,
how-
help us. Help us.
Yeah. What was your thoughts on the video we just watched of young kids dating? These kids are probably around the ages of, like, I would say 16 to 18, 19 or so.
Super adorbs, cutie patooties, but very superficial. There's no, like I call them, meat and potato questions, obviously. Nothing, the only first question was, what do you want to be when you grow up or something?
Yeah.
But that was not, that wasn't asked of everybody.
Dude
just
said
a
he wanted
few.
to be a crossing guard.
I mean, that's cool when you retire, but lifelong goals? No.
Oh
no.
my God. He said he wanted to be a
Try
crossing
again,
guard.
sweetie. Try again.
Oh, and then this man had clown paint on. Like, what are you doing? What the heck? And then he lied to homegirl, was like, oh, yeah, I play League. Yeah, I'm great.
Why lie? Why lie? Dude, why?
Ugh.
Why lie? That
was terrible.
No.
That was
I can't.
terrible.
I can't. He was a literal clown.
Yes.
Literally.
Yes. And that, I mean,
That's a deal
dudes.
breaker right there anyway.
That's dudes nowadays. They, they go on these dates with girls and
mothers out there, please raise your sons better, because they're going to be someone's husband one day, father, and you have to be more intentional with your conversations with them and what you expose them to. And from the young age, I had my boys open the door for me, like Valentine's Day, get them girls a flower, just teaching them that those things matter. You know, being a gentleman matters. Being a man like that matters. And, you know, it's the little things that build your confidence as a young man to a grown man.
Yeah.
But it all starts with the mama.
Yeah.
To be honest, you're going to marry your mom, like whether you like it or not, whether that creeps you out or not. Like that's how it happens, because that's what you see. That's what you are comforted by. That's what's familiar to you. And that's mostly what you choose first. If you're married multiple times, that's usually what you choose first. But that's your example of a woman. And so, you know, and same for fathers, you know, with daughters. You have to be careful of how you treat them and how they expect to be treated, and showing them that example. It's so important, because if you care at all about the future of your kids, which I'm sure you do if you're a great, you know, parent, those things have to be intentional for you. Your example to them, who you are as a person. You know, I constantly checked myself, what music I was listening to in the car when they were in the car, what they ate, how I talked to them, what I called them. I didn't cuss around them. You know, those things that, you know, of course, when they got older, then I loosened up on those things. But when they were younger and their formative years and things like that, you know, you have to be really intentional and set that standard for them, or they're just going to be whatever douche they want to be and be a crossing guard, apparently.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, he
okay.
just don't have high hopes in himself, I guess.
But for a girl, for a girl who's like, yes, I'm going to be something fantastic, and you're gonna be my crossing guard husband. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Thank
Step
you.
that
Next.
shit up.
Thank you. Next.
Yep. Okay, we have time for one more scenario, and then we'll wrap it up here. This is another Am I the Asshole scenario. Am I the asshole for leaving my boyfriend of 5 years because he didn't want kids? I know it sounds terrible from the title. I, 31 female, have always dreamt of having a family, so kids have always been a priority for me. The first time I brought it up with my boyfriend, 33 male, was around 2 years ago when I playfully put it out there, and he said he agreed with my statement of having kids.
Okay.
Since then, I made sure to have conversations about it with him, to which he always shared my sentiment. So anyways, a few days ago before we got intimate, I suggested we ditch the condom so we could try for a baby. So to say it plainly, it didn't go well, and he told me off for it. I discussed with him, and he said he no longer intends to have children at any point. So that brought me to the conclusion to leave him to find somebody who wants children. Am I the asshole?
Definitely not. Definitely not the asshole. So let me get this right. He agreed.
I'll recap it for you.
Okay.
Her and her boyfriend, been together for 2 years.
Yeah.
She decided, hey, what are your thoughts on kids? Because I would love to have kids.
Yeah.
And he agreed with that sentiment and said, oh, I would love to have kids too.
Okay.
And so then she's like, dope. And so then a couple weeks go by. She continues to bring it up here and there. Oh, how many kids do you want to have? How do you want to raise the kids?
Yeah.
And he agreed, like, oh yeah, I want to have this many kids. I want to take care of them like this. I want kids. So then it's time for them to have sex. And she's just like, why don't you dash the condom and let's try for a baby? And then he's like, no, let's not, because I don't want to have kids.
He doesn't want to have them with you, honey.
Ooh.
I'm so sorry to tell you, like, if he's all about it, and then when it comes down to it and he's not all about it, and he changes his mind so drastically, no, I don't want to have him right now. It's, I don't want to have him at all. I don't want to have them with you.
Ooh.
Right? That's what that... to me,
a little truth bomb.
That's what it translates to, because you're going to dump him. He's going to get with the next girl. They're going to have some kids. it happens all the time.
It
So
does.
unfortunately, you know, that's kind of that situation. Are you an asshole for dumping him? No, because you know what you want. You stated what you want. You're intentional about what you want, and you stood on what you want, and you went after it. Like, let's do this now. And he had a decision to make, whether he wanted to do it now or not, you know, and he decided no. But it had nothing to do with not wanting kids. It had to do with, I don't think I want them with you. And he wasn't man enough to say that. You know, he was enjoying the relationship. He gets some sort of something from it, and he wanted to continue the relationship, but he didn't want children involved in it. So, and he's just not honest enough to say that. And I wish men were. Some don't want to hurt our feelings, or they tiptoe, and you know, then they get caught in these situations that they didn't want to be in the first place, but they were too nice or whatever to say how they really felt. Didn't want to hurt her feelings, didn't want to break up, didn't want to whatever. And, you know, dude, just be honest with me. This is my life we're talking about. You know, this is my life. This is your life. This is a potential kid's life.
Yeah.
So if you're not feeling that with me, just say that. You know, don't cop out.
Yeah.
Right? And just in general, well, I just don't want to have kids anyway. You know, like,
yeah.
Relax.
Yeah, I mean, it's
know?
honest.
Yeah.
It's honest because it sucks, you know. You want to have kids, and it's like he was about it, and I think that was the most disappointing part of it, is that he
that's the
agreed
telltale. That's the telltale right there, is that he was about it. That is the desire of his heart. That's what he wants. But to change it so drastically like that is
big red flag.
Why I say, that's why I say he just doesn't want them with you. And that's hard to sink in, because you probably have a great relationship and fun together and but if he doesn't feel that way about you, then he's definitely not gonna marry you.
Almost definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
And make a future and all this stuff with you. So it's best that you do leave.
Yeah.
Knowing that information, and you're not getting any younger.
Oh yeah.
Right. And that's a thing for women.
Yeah, it is, and that's a tough thing. You know,
move.
a lot of women are like, they're 30 and they feel like, oh no, I got time, and it's like, you don't, and it sucks because, you know, it's just the way it is.
Yeah. It's nature.
Yeah.
Men have more time.
All right. So before we go ahead and close things out, final thoughts, opinions, questions on the show. How was it?
Oh, wonderful. This is not something I'm used to. We don't, talking about our generation, we don't really put our opinions in business out in the streets like that. To be judged and poked and prodded and picked apart and analyzed and all this stuff. But, you know, I did it to support your channel and to also, you know, reach as many women as I can with, you know, the wisdom that I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So any questions for me, if you have those?
Yeah, put them in the
Go
comments.
ahead. I'll be on again.
But yeah, we'll definitely have her on again. Hopefully soon. We never know. But if you guys do have some questions, whatever the case may be, you want to come back, and I'll relay all that to her, just like we did with the previous guests. So you guys let us know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate everything, all the support. Like I said, YouTube, subscribe, like, comment, everything. TikTok, Instagram for our clips if you guys don't have time for a full episode. I know our episodes are getting into an hour now, so we're kind of getting up there, and I know you guys don't have an hour a lot of the time, so I always have clips of every episode on TikTok and Instagram for you guys there. Check us out on Spotify if you're in the car, at work, whatever the case may be. Check us out there. Download the podcast there, as well as Apple Podcasts. We're on there now, so check us out there. Like, download, all that good stuff. Leave us a review. That helps a lot. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys appreciated the guest today, and we'll see you guys. Peace.